Well, here we are on the very final day of our podcast this week of the first journey of Paul. And every journey eventually comes home. Not to the end of the story, but to understand it, to see what it's meant, and to see what's changed. And today, Paul the Apostle and Barnabas returned to where it all began, in Antioch. But they are not the same, and neither is the mission. They retrace their steps through the places that we've already seen, in Derbe, Lystra, Iconium, and Pisidium, Antioch. Moments of courage, moments of rejection, and moments of breakthrough. And now they carry all of it with them. Not just stories, but evidence that something is happening. Something bigger than them. They arrive back in Antioch, the same city that prayed for them to be sent out, released them into the unknown. And now the church gathers again, but this time to listen. Paul and Barnabas begin to speak, not about their own strength, and not about their own success, but about what God has done. And one phrase rises above everything else. God has opened a door of faith to the Gentiles, and let that settle in you for a moment. What began as a mission has become a movement, and what started with uncertainty has become clarity. The message is no longer contained, it is expanding, crossing boundaries that once seemed fixed. So let's think about everything that we've seen. In Cyprus, resistance and belief. In Pisidium, Antioch, rejection and expansion. In Iconium, division and courage. In Lystra, confusion and suffering. And in Derbe, quiet growth. And in the return, strengthening. At every step it could have stopped, but it didn't, because the mission was never dependent on perfect conditions. It moved through opposition, through misunderstanding and through hardship, and somehow it kept growing. This isn't just the end of a trip, it's the beginning of something larger, because now there's no going back to a smaller vision. The door is open, and once the door like that opens, everything changes. New journeys will follow, new places, new challenges, and new people. But this first journey, this was the moment the mission broke its boundaries. So here's a question that brings everything together. What if the obstacles you face are not stopping the story, but are shaping it? Because this journey had everything: uncertainty, resistance and setbacks, unexpected turns, and yet it led to something that's far greater than anyone could have predicted. A mission that expanded beyond expectation. And maybe that's where your story meets this one. Not in details, but in direction, because sometimes you don't see what's really happening until you look back from one journey to a movement that would reach the world.